Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
From the roll-up side.
Right. Where's Welcome everybody to this evening of celebration. We're here this evening to celebrate the graduation of the autumn cohort that started their journey with Kimolian Academy this October. And we will also be joined by interns from our previous cohort, summer 2023. I could not be more pleased today to have everyone in this room, and you'll be shortly enjoying all they have to share. And with us, we have today Kasia, my partner in growing Kimolian Academy in Europe, and she's flown all the way from Vienna to be with us today here in London. She'll be our master of the ceremonies, and she'll take care of all of us. So Kasia, welcome.
Hello everyone, my name is Kasia and I will be our host for today. And telling that, I would like to give the stage back to Eleni so she can tell us more about the journey of Kimolian Academy being built around 3 core values: gratitude, trust, and compassion.
So you wonder what this is. And so you should. You should wonder what this is. This is a flower, but it is a very special flower to me. It is actually a rare flower that grows in the Aegean Islands, one of which is called Kimolus. That's why it's called Kimolian Academy. It's a picture that my son took, and I was holding this flower. And it was at this very moment that the inspiration came, that something like this that we're witnessing today could indeed be possible. And it is. We are, all of us, here today. And there are moments in life where things will take so much more than what it seems. A picture of the Aegean lily in Kimolus Island. And many of you will have seen that on my computer, I have this beautiful screen. This is Kimolus Island, beautiful, majestic, almost extraordinarily beautiful little island dotted on the Aegean Sea. And here I am sitting on my little plot that I received through my grandmother and enjoying this fantastic view of the Aegean Sea, the serenity, this incredible horizon. And what an inspiration. So Kimolian Academy is named for this beautiful island. And you should also know that in this island, there was a woman who lived there who actually mentored many other women in so many ways that she touched so many lives. And she's celebrated. Even today, she's so much remembered for the impact she had on all these women. And this is another part of the journey. So in 2021, I submitted my application for School for Social Entrepreneurs. And guess what? That's not a program only for women. They're supposed to be men. But it ended up, we were a group of women, a women-only group of social entrepreneurs, the class of SSC East 2021-2022. This is our picture from our graduation ceremony in October of 2022 in Ipswich. And here is another group of women. And you'll see Kasia in this picture. She's actually right next to me. This is The Break, a program sponsored by the European Union that brought together 1,000 women entrepreneurs across all of Europe. And we had the pleasure of being there just this October of 2023, connecting with each other, sharing ideas, and really celebrating women's potential. That's why you're all here today, because women are formidable and can really do incredible things. So what does Kimolian Academy bring to you, and what you've brought back to me and to the entire team are 3 core values. The first value is trust. We've trusted each other in this journey, and I've laid a lot of trust in each and every one of you. And you've more than exceeded all my expectations. And this is actually a picture from the place where I live right now in East Suffolk. And I've received a lot of trust in this river from my instructor in sailing. Believe it or not, he trusted me and he tumbled in the water several times. But because he trusted me, I managed to learn sailing for the first time in my whole life, something I've dreamt for the longest. And this is another beautiful picture that stands for gratitude. So I've had the most incredible experience of life to be in the lockdown. Guess where? Locked down in this place for nearly a month. That was the best thing that I could have ever wished for. I was on my own, but the beauty that I've experienced and the serenity of this landscape was incredible. So remind yourself to be grateful every day, even for the smallest of things. And obviously, you've seen me expressing gratitude to each and every one of you for all the effort you've made and for showing up consistently throughout all these months. And finally, what this lily stood for and what it really stands for to me is compassion. And compassion is something we are more than capable as women to demonstrate in every interaction, in every conversation, in every professional exchange, how we actually approach each other with kindness and understanding. And actually, I will pay tribute to Mary Jablonska that actually took the original picture and made a digital version of it. So you can actually see the Aegean lily in a very different representation. And all of that brings us to our summer 2023 cohort. So it was exactly all of these wonderful ingredients coming together that made it possible in July 2023, and it made it possible today. So I invite you to take away not only the things you've learned working with me, but these three core values of trust, of gratitude, and compassion with you in your career and all your endeavors. And with that, I'll pass it on to Kasia, who's going to introduce the first group.
Thank you, Eleni, for a very difficult note. So let me remind you that today's cohort will be showing their case study to help women upskill and reskill to meet emerging company needs and create careers aligned with their skills and values. We had three very hardworking teams who cracked the challenge, and it's time for the first team to present their outcomes. App leaders will present their work on an app, She Grows, is dedicated to help women progress with their careers. I would like to welcome on the stage Natasha, Sarah, and Jessica.
Good evening. We are part of the Kimolian Academy. The name of our group is the Uplifters 2.0. We are three students based in London. Our names are Sarah, Natasha, and myself, Jessica. Back in 2023, in the last 3 months, we emerged and combined our superpowers, curiosity, can-do attitude, and taking ownership, and we decide to create She Grows. She Grows is a digital platform that is focused in the women, and we elevate and understand their personal and professional skills. Our product is based on different values and philosophy and identity. In terms, in terms of our mission, She Grows want to build confidence. This is our highlight. In terms of our vision, She Grows would like to achieve the full potential from our females. In terms of the USP, She Grows, what we would like to do is measure the company effectiveness and the company's needs and evaluate its impact. So yes, right now I will pass the micro to Sarah, and you will join our 5 months journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. Oh, can you do it? Thanks. So just to start with our discovery phase, our product brief was to help women upskill and reskill to meet emerging company needs and create careers aligned with their skills and background. This is in the context of a prominent gender pay gap still being a reality in the UK and all over the world. Just a few facts. So according to the Forset Society, UK women started working for free on the 22nd of November in 2023 until the rest of the year because of the gender pay gap. And in 2024, the Stylist published a survey with Google, and 46% of women believe that their lack of self-confidence is their biggest barrier to success. And in our initial interviews with women, we came across other barriers that prevent upskilling and reskilling, such as lack of flexible working opportunities, especially for mothers in the private sector, limited opportunities to progress in their sector, and an unstable job market as well, to name a few.
Great, thank you. Go on to the next slide, please. So after we did these interviews, finding women that matched our target customer segmentation, we worked out what the challenges and requirements are by looking at their desires, their needs, and their pain points. So we pulled that all together, and then we started to theme it and define those themes. So those are the 6 themes that we pulled out from the interviews that we had, and those two are some of the quotes from the women that we interviewed as well. So this is the journey that we followed. So we interviewed women. We had a snapshot and did an interview snapshot and experience map. We then themed their opportunities, their pain points, their needs and desires. And as part of that, we then grouped and defined the themes. So when we started to group and define those themes, that was an opportunity for us to look at what the challenges were and just to focus down on what the potential solution could be as well. So we started to map the customer journey map, looked at the opportunity tree and started to score it. And as part of that opportunity tree and scoring aspect, we came up with lots of different ideas. And these 3 are the ones that scored quite high, the high scores for us. So it's the fundamental, the self-audit and action plans, and also the flexible learning, the bite-sized learning as well. Thank you. So in order to then sort of narrow down on what was the solution that we wanted to focus on, we then sent out a survey to groups of women. So we found them on different WhatsApp groups, the Lonely Women Facebook group as well, focusing on women in London, friends and family as well, who that matched our targets, our customer segmentations. And as part of that, we had around 61 women complete our survey. So as part of the research analysis, we realized that quite a lot of them were working or reaching out to experienced individuals to understand a bit more about their career pathways and their next steps. Next slide, please. We also asked a question about the practice of self-reflection regarding their career, and we were really pleased to see that lots of them were already doing that outside of their sort of their work life and sort of in their own time to research their next steps. Next slide, please. So we put that all together, and this is a map showing, a flowchart map showing our steps. So we started off with the initial problem brief. We then sort of went down to the 3 sort of product sort of ideas. And as part of that survey, when we spoke to these women, we realized actually 2 of them weren't really non-starters for us. They weren't really financial viable. Mentoring was already organically happening. Women already had friends and experts they could reach out to. So we realized that that wasn't a thing that we wanted to focus our attention on. We looked at bite-sized learning. Again, there's so many different resources there. There's almost too much resources. It's quite a saturated market. But there was something about working out what you wanted to look at and what was needed for you in your career paths. So we then did just go back a bit. So we then did the assumption testing, where we spoke to 24 women from the surveys that were interested to learn a bit more about our solution. And we tested out our product idea, which was the self-audit app as well. We originally went out to small, medium-sized enterprises. We didn't have much luck. So we changed tack a bit based on the feedback that we received to some of the women. And we started to reach out to HR experts who could then provide us with that guidance. So the last step where we are now is taking all that feedback from the product viability testing, the HR expert interviews, and putting that into the next sort of opportunity and assessing those assumptions But to the right, you can see a box for the positives and negatives. And you can see that there's some things that fall into both camps, but it's been a really good learning opportunity for us to take it to the next step. Thank you. And this is the product roadmap. So in terms of the minimal viable features that we need to go live with now, it's a web-based solution, which is also able to be used on the mobile devices. We needed a bespoke She Grows quiz for ourselves based on the learning from the viability test. And we wanted account management. We wanted to give power back to the women about how they manage their accounts and who they shared it with. Other potential releases, other features that came out as part of the interviews was the ability to set goals like to-do lists and Kanban approaches, having a diary entry so you could sort of document how a day in your life and your career, and that could be used to support other women looking to go into those roles. The ability to message other women on the platform, job matching, using that skills quiz to then work out what's the next best job for you based on your growing skills, and then building of smart teams as well. And that's all down to sort of the later on the product. Thank you.
After completing our competitor analysis, we realized that our competitors, they are working in a different industries, and also they have a different rates. So then we realized, and we decide to offer a unique selling point that it will be based in non-traditional careers and B2B and individual clients. And also our pricing strategy will be focused to reach out B2B clients with the wholesale rates. And we will offer a subscription to our companies. So this, they will have these perks, build a smarter teams, skills assessments, and skills profile. And this rate, it will be £1,000 plus VAT per year and per employee. Also, we decide to create a collaboration with companies that they will be aligned to our values. In terms of our marketing goals, within 3 months, we would like to increase our brand awareness. The brand awareness, it will be increased through the collaborations. And also, we would like to increase our market share in 20% in the customer value.
So these are our wrong thing. These are initial wireframes. So as Natasha mentioned earlier, we would ideally have our own She Grows skills assessment, but in testing we use the UK government skills health check. It was fed back to us in our focus group that assessment is actually quite dry, quite limited, and better for early careers. So ideally we would, moving forward, work with an occupational psychologist to help tailor our own assessment. We also think it'd be great to add DISC and Myers-Briggs or similar, depending on what the company provides to our application. And then ideally the results from the skills assessment would create team transparency. So the user could access fellow colleagues' key skills and also their line manager and senior management. And this is the opportunity to create SMART goals with their line manager, personalized to their wants and needs. And then looking at the skills profile itself, each user would have a profile page with their link to their SMART goals and also a spider map showing their key skills and personality types if they've done these quizzes. We obviously want this to be very interactive. And an idea that came up in the focus interview was accountability for the SMART goals. So potentially buddying up with a colleague to check in and set manageable, actionable deadlines and targets. This is why we've added the messenger symbol to the top right of the profile page. Motivation is also a key area we want to include. Here we have an idea of linking to an Instagram account, Words of Women, but which posts inspirational quotes and success stories from recognizable women around the world. But in a focus group, an idea came up of tailoring it more to personal experiences, like Natasha mentioned earlier with our roadmap. And then finally, to build the smarter teams. So due to having more team transparency regarding skills brought about by this application, we believe this gives line managers the edge, allowing them to construct teams based on skill set and tailored to specific projects. It also encourages two-way communication and feedback between employees and managers. Employees can focus on the skills they enjoy, maybe using the slider scale as seen on the wireframe. On the right, if they need or want more experience within certain skills, such as leadership, they can ask their manager for an opportunity to lead on a certain project. And yeah, it's kind of like learning through the job and linked to your SMART goals. So it's a more proactive approach, and hopefully removes artificial barriers through learning while doing. And we would also like to use the skills knowledge to create a job match service, sorry, still on this one, within organizations that use this platform. So available jobs could be listed by the skills required by the user, thus saving the company money on hiring and also to help them retain talent. And finally, we just wanted to say we actually are not happy with the name She Grows anymore, because we think to make smarter teams, this app needs to be inclusive and non-gender specific. So we strongly believe this way of working enables the practice of enabling the practice of self-awareness and bringing transparency to each team member's skill set brings about more inclusive teams. And then finally, just our product analytics. So the business outcomes in the first year, we want to have at least 100 women using the platform to manage their upskill, reskill journey, and through a partnership of at least 5 businesses or organizations. The product outcomes, the development of an application that women feel happy to use and they use regularly, that is highly recommended and popular. And then product metrics, customer satisfaction and usership for monthly active users, the active average session duration for She Grows, and the number of women and organizations that are referred to She Grows. And that concludes. We just want to say a massive thank you to Eleni for leading us, Yulia, our mentor, and Georgia as well, for your Figma advice. And also, obviously, our fellow cohorts, interviewees, and participants in our focus groups as well. Thank you.
And if you would like to find our work, you can. Yes, you can scan the QR. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies, for a beautiful presentation. Next team up will be accelerators. Will present their work on the app Skill Savvy, connecting people with mentors, learning resources to help them upskill. So Memi and Ugona will present a video.
Hello and welcome to Skill Savvy. Join me as I take you on the journey of a group of women with dreams as vast as the horizon. However, they face the constant challenge of wanting to upskill and reskill in order to stay relevant in the ever-evolving career landscape. Meet our clients. Demographically, our clients are those within the ages of 25 to 50 years old, currently employed and of all income levels. Our geographical focus are those in the EMEA zone, which is basically those in Europe, Middle East, and Africa, with our main focus on those in Africa. We are particularly concerned about those that are open to using technology for learning, upskilling, and those passionate about career development. The challenges. During the course of this study, we were made to carry out surveys and we discovered that some of these women experience challenges such as lack of time, low financial capabilities, and lack of guidelines. For instance, Joyce told us, combining a full-time job, upskilling, and taking care of family makes me have no personal time. Low financial capabilities. 60% of our survey participants never paid for an upskilling course. This is because they have no focus group, no mentor, and nobody to guide them. Key opportunities. During a recently carried out Twitter survey, we discovered that women seek to have a community where they are guided and sponsored through career transition. This was proposed by Caroline. Karen also said, I think self-paced courses are the best way for me since I don't have time. They are open to a self-paced flexible source. They need a community of mentors to guide them through their upskilling journey. Key findings from our user interviews include these people want motivation and a career that challenge them. They want to stay relevant in the ever-evolving career landscape. Sorry. They need a community of mentors and experts to guide them through their careers. That is, they want one-on-one mentorship so they know if they are doing things the right way. And they also want easy to access learning materials. They need easy to access bit-sized learning materials so that they can consume that in their own free time.
After understanding the main problems and challenges, we ideated possible solutions for women throughout their upskilling journey. And the first area was the mentorship, where they would search for mentors and connect with them and schedule a meeting, sharing their skills and career goals and aspirations. And after that, the mentor would create a career path for them with the milestones and lessons need to be learned to reach their end goal. And the last area would be the learning material, which is generated by AI based on the career path that the mentor and the mentee created. This learning material is bite-sized, so it's small and could be incorporated in their daily lives. For our competitor analysis, we found in the mentorship area, She Mentors and Mentor Crews, which are databases with mentors and you can schedule a meeting with them, but it's a bit costly. And for the career pathway, we found Coursera and Udemy, but they are based on specialization rather than on my skills and my career goals. And the last area, which is the bite-sized learning material, we found EdApp and 7Tabs, which are platforms that you can create bite-sized material with, but it doesn't kind of take from a specific roadmap that you have created previously. So it's a bit hard, and like combining the three of them would give definitely an advantage for the learner. This is how we visualized the design concept for our app Skill Savvy. You can scan the QR code here to take a look on your mobile phone. So this is how our homepage looks like. There's a lesson reminder at the top, which is a quick way to go to where you left off. And there's a goal reminder to always remind women with their end goals. And there's the career pathway that they created with their mentor and with their progress visualized on it. And there's a mentor follow-up reminder to reschedule a meeting with your mentor. This is how our mentors page looks like. It has a list of mentors where you can search for a specific name or filter by a specific domain. And you have the top mentors and the recommended ones for you. When you navigate to any mentor page, you will find a brief about them and their current position and their previous ones and their certificates, awards, and accomplishments. And you can also favorite them or book a session with them. That's how our career pathway looks like. It also has a goal reminder at the top and the career pathway, which contains milestones and lessons need to be learned at each milestone. And you can track where you are currently and what you have learned and what you are yet to learn. After creating this solution, we had a lot of assumptions to get validated to make sure that we are on the right track and that we're solving the right problems. The first assumption was, are users willing to actively search for mentors aligned with their career paths? And 70% of our participants agree that they found it beneficial to have personalized career paths done by their mentors. Another assumption was, are users confident enough to share their aspirations to get the tailored guidance they need? And the answer was 75% of our survey participants are confident to share their skills and career aspirations. Our last key assumption is, Are users willing to pay $5 per month to get access to the material? And what we found out is that 60% of our survey participants paid previously for upskilling. These are the three key challenges we found based on our survey insights. 70% time constraint, 65% lack of guidance, 45% access to resources. Based on our survey insights, we reprioritized our features to focus on the two main areas, mentorship and career pathway, as they are solving the highest challenges, which are lack of guidance and time constraint, and then follow up with phase two with the bite-sized learning material, solving the material resources.
Before you venture into any market, it is always important to know the industry growth rate of the market. This will help you know the potential for growth. We went ahead to do our research on the industry growth rate of online learning platforms, and we found out that from 2024 to 2028, the compound annual growth rate would be 4.24%, and the projected revenue at 2028 would be $69.02 billion. We also found out that the penetration rate would increase from 10.1 to 12.0 from 2024 to 2028. This statistics shows continuous growth in the industry and that it would be a good industry to venture into. For our business model, this is how we plan to operate and sustain our product in the market. We are going to have a free survey and a premium survey, which is a free version of the app and a premium version of the app. The free version of the app will have basic access to the app. You have access to the list of mentors, access to our blog, which we are going to call Savvy Blog, and access to limited learning materials and limited one-on-one mentorship sessions. But for the paid version, which we highly recommend, we are going to have access to all features in the free plan and personalized upskilling roadmap, access to personalized learning materials, and access to Savvy community so you can meet other women and exchange knowledge and experience. You will also have effort recognition badge for those that finish their courses on time will get recognition badge or for any other achievements made in the platform. You also receive a certificate at the end of your training. From our user research, we found out that some women may not be able to afford this. So we brought out financial aid option. If for people who are genuinely not able to afford this, they can apply for a financial aid. We all know that a product manager does not just craft products that would solve user needs. While that is important, it's also very important to generate revenue for the business. So here is how we're going to our main revenue sources would be mentees who purchase the premium package. We have put in a lot of packages in the premium package that would attract mentees to pay for it. And from our survey, we have validated they have paid for such things in the past and they are willing to still pay for it. Our second main revenue source would be sponsorship organizations. There are organizations who are willing to sponsor women to upskill. We plan on meeting those organizations and ask them for their sponsorship for women on our platform. Our third main revenue source will be 5 transaction fees from the content providers. Content providers will be allowed to upload their content and learning materials on our platform, and for each purchase made through our platform, we'll receive a 5% transaction fees from the content providers. Here are a list of sponsoring organizations that we've sourced out. These sponsoring organizations have sponsored women to upskill in the past, and I believe when we meet them one-on-one and tell them about our visions, they would key in our vision to sponsor women in our platform. She leads Africa, Tech Women, Girls in Tech Nigeria, Tech Her, Women in Tech Africa. These are organizations that could sponsor us. For our roadmap, we can't just build everything now. So this is how our product is going to progress. We used the now, next, and later framework. For now, we are focusing on developing the MVP. In the MVP, you can have the mentor search, the mentor profile, the basic roadmap creation. And we'll know our long-term goals are being achieved when mentees are scheduling meetings with the mentors, and mentors are creating personalized roadmap for their mentees. In the next, we are going to have advanced features like generating bite-sized learning materials personalized based on the personalized roadmap. We're going to have gamifications to make the learning fun, and we're also going to have badging system. And our North Star metric will be mentees progressing through learning materials. Later on, we would consider expanding to other regions or demographics. We would also release regular updates and new features based on user feedback. We would explore diversification with additional services or features such as maybe audiobooks or videos on the platform. Our next steps is going to be validation of viability, feasibility, and usability. We've done some validations on it, but more validations needs to be done. On viability, we're going to validate partnership with sponsoring organizations. We're going to validate partnership with learning content providers. And for feasibility, we'll validate AI capabilities and limitations to building customized content based on career path. For usability, after creating our MVP, we'll test if users are able to use it and navigate properly on the platform. Thank you.
And the next team up is luminaries. Girls will tell us more about their work on the app, helping women to reskill and upskill through mentoring and educational content. I would like to welcome on the stage Eva and Olavisi.
Meet Olivia Wilson. Just a year ago, she was a candidate for a partner at her law firm. Now, just a year afterwards, she is a mom to a 6-month-old baby, but she's eager to get back to work. Well, but does she still have it in her? She didn't feel confident and felt completely lost. Unfortunately, Olivia is not alone. Millions of women every day struggle to get back to work after having children or having a break. They want to advance their careers, they want to change careers, they feel like they're not good enough or valued enough, and as a result of that, they struggle with mental health issues. So the big question now is, what can we do to support them? We interviewed 10 women 25 to 45 years old from Nigeria, UK, Serbia, and Sweden, and wanted to see what are their desires, needs, and pain points. They wanted to have better career-life balance, and they were dissatisfied with their jobs. I will read you what one of our interviewers had to say. I feel completely stuck at my job. It doesn't provide me with any opportunities to further my career. I feel completely drained. Plus, I don't even have time to think about where and how I could get support to move forward. So we identified 6 main pain points: lack of energy, lack of opportunities, lack of knowledge of upskilling options, lack of motivation, lack of financial means, and lack of time.
Findings and opportunity. From our findings, we found out that women need guidance, mentoring, and coaching, and 100% of them said this. 90% said they want a supportive environment, inclusivity, and diversity. 80% said they need flexible and accessible learning opportunities. This one. What's the solution? They said, we look at it and we found out that we need to create an online platform that help users find their mentors. Another solution is to create a video library of free learning resources. Then to also create a mental health support program. the final solution is to develop a simple, fun, and engaging Tinder-like learning app that matches users with suitable mentors. This is from our interviews. Then we decided to produce a prototype, a usability test. The first page, when we presented it to the users, they could not navigate through because it contains the profile of the mentors. So we produced the second page and they were able, that's why you can see the tick, they were able to navigate through. Our assumption testing for mentees. When we tested the mentee, we found out that mentees would want to sign up for the service, 100%, all of them, that the survey was carried out. Then also, 90% said they will want to download the app. Then 80% said they would be willing to pay for the service. Next page. Assumption for the mentors. Business professionals said they would want to sign up for the service. And also they will want to be paid. But when we carried out our survey, we found out that 93%, that is 40 mentors, said they will want to be a mentor. And 83% said they will want to be to volunteer. And that 83% represents 36 out of 43 people that we carry out the survey on. Then the impact, that is the big discovery that shows us that our service and potential business model and directed us to create a non-profit app. There was the rationale behind the mentors. What they said was to give back to the society and also to impart the mentees, to develop leadership skills, and to find talent among the mentees, and to feel good.
Meet Women, the mentoring platform that aims to revolutionize the way women learn, connect, and excel in their respective field. So this is a very fun, simple, Tinder-like app where after you register, log in, you can select the category of your interest. Afterwards, you can see profile of potential mentors and choose the one you like. You can message them after you match and then schedule a meeting. We were thinking about the funding, so we chose, because we are a non-profit organization, we chose a simple solution to find 3 companies from the tech sector or talent agencies and get a yearly sponsorship from their ESG budget. We were also thinking about marketing and how to reach our users. And we decided to collaborate with the job centers and nonprofits, then to make a low-cost viral marketing campaign. And of course, networking is always a good thing to do. So let's see what Olivia Wilson would say after using our app. I met Alex through Women, and after a month of weekly sessions, not only I felt competent and confident, but I also gained lifelong support. This is Women, because we can.
These have been all of our graduates. Thank you for your presentation. It's very impressive what you created in just 12 weeks. Now we will move on to the second part of the event. Vincent, the general manager at Bridge to Food, will share more overviews about the project done with Kimolian Community.
So, yeah. What do you want me to say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the mic.
Yeah, sure. So maybe I give a little bit of a background of Bridge to Food and what Bridge to Food is, and I think that will help. Yeah. So Bridge to Food is a 20-year-old organisation that looks to help companies in the food industry overcome some major challenges. So food is a problem, right, for society, and there's inequality of food provision. But one of the major things that we focus on now in food is sustainability. So something like 35% of greenhouse gas emissions come from food and food production. So that's more than transportation, it's more than buildings, it's more than any other sector, but it's not really discussed that much. It's only until very, very recently that people at COP have been talking about food. Also, we've got a massively growing population in the world. So the world's going to have 10 billion people by about 2058 and 11 billion people by by the turn of the next century. And what that means, and the statistic that kind of blows my mind, is that we need to produce as much food in the next 35 years as we had in the last 8,000. Okay? So if put that together with food creating 35% of greenhouse gas emissions, and then you look at how global temperatures are rising, and all of the records for highest temperatures are very close. All of the records for the lowest temperatures are way in the past. And you can just see this kind of correlation. The problem with food is that people aren't going to continue to buy it unless you get the taste and the texture correct. Because otherwise people don't want to eat food that that you don't enjoy. People don't want to eat food that isn't nutritious. So if you're 35% greenhouse gas emissions, about 28% of that comes from livestock agriculture, from animals, keeping animals, domesticated animals. And there's more domesticated animals on the planet than there are sort of wild mammals now. There's more chickens and pigs and cows than there are the other ruminants, the other kind of animals that walk the earth. So if we're going to get people to think about having alternatives to meat, the taste, the texture has to be great, the nutrition has to be great, and it also needs to be affordable. So that's a bit of a background to what Bridge to Food do. Is we run events that give people who work in research and development, who put together products, we run events for these people to help them produce better products, but are not just sustainable because they're better for the planet, but they're commercially sustainable, i.e. they taste great, they're good for you, and they're affordable. One of the other things that we do at Bridge to Food is we've got a community platform that we call our ecosystem. And the ecosystem is made up of members who pay to be a part of that community. And then how it's been run historically is that we've had a Teams call every 2 weeks to discuss one issue to do with food. So 1 week it might be on life cycle assessments. How do I run a life cycle assessment for my food? The next one could be on how to make tastier beef alternatives. The next one could be on developments in fermentation or something like that. Not sure if this means anything to you, but so we focus every 2 weeks. We've got a professional community, but we were very conscious that we weren't really doing much for the community other than a Teams call every 2 weeks. And through a contact who's actually the CFO of our organization, we linked up with Eleni, and we posed a problem to Eleni and said, right, okay, we've got this community, they're highly engaged, they're purpose-driven, they're scientific, so can you do your best to understand the lives of these people and what we can do better as an organization to serve them. Yeah? And at that point, it might be, shall I hand over now to talk a little bit more about the project, or would you like me to go into more detail about it? Yeah, okay, perfect. So linked out, reached out to Eleni. We discussed the issues and what the approach could be to solving the problem. And then Eleni got Georgia and Therese together to work with us. And what we are in the process of developing, so we've now got a project which is qualitative as well as quantitative feedback from lots of players within our ecosystem, as we call it. And we've now got a roadmap of how to deliver value to these clients. And we're really enthusiastic about the future because we can do a hell of a lot more than Teams, right? Teams calls are, you know, we've all struggled with Teams calls from now and again, and it's not built for a big external community of up to about 500 people. There are technology platforms out there, and you guys have identified some that's been incredibly useful, but we can now see, okay, we can move this community onto this platform. We can deliver these guys more value because they pay to be a part of that community. But underlying that, we can deliver a bigger impact in terms of collaboration, fostering collaboration within the food sector. But it's really important to help us do that whole as much food as the last 8,000 years in the next 35, because unless there is collaboration across the value chain, unless there is sharing of scientific knowledge of what goes on in universities, what goes on in industry, unless that happens, we're not going to get there. And that's what our whole business model is based upon. So thank you very much, Therese and Georgia and Eleni, for taking us on that journey and producing a plan for us that, we can implement in the future. Yeah.
Thank you, Vincent, for a beautiful overview. So now maybe let's continue with Georgia and Therese. So you can tell us more about your perspective.
Hello everyone. This is Therese and Georgia, and we want to take you through what we've been working on the last 6 months with the LIFT sponsored internship. We finished, as Elaine said, we finished our cohort our presentation back in July, and I am where is it?
Sorry.
Can everyone hear me now? Anything else?
Yeah, and just to say, I guess the motivation behind entering into the internship came from just getting immediate hands-on experience after the course.
So just building upon what Vincent said, let me tell you a bit about what our client. It was a food space community, and it is a collaborative professional online space with, as Vincent said, over 500 people working there. Who are their members? They are people from within the industry, researchers, and startups as well. Let's tell you a bit more in depth about our problem. There's been a recent change of ownership, and the company were also concerned about preventing churn, growing the community, and for the future, validating membership packages. We worked with a bunch of different stakeholders, such as the client themselves, their users, and data analysts, and using tools such as Trello for task management.
We followed the product methodology of Osterwalder, his value proposition framework, which consists of 5 stages. And just to touch on a couple, so there's the discovery baseline. We wanted to get a picture of members' engagement with the current product. We also looked at the landscape and we mapped that. And moving just along to value creation, we actually co-created with the membership. This was a professional community and they're highly intelligent. So as problems arose, we ideated with them and were able to bring their insights further along in our research. We recorded over 30 interviews. This was quite a diverse community with over 4 different organizational types and something like 137 job roles within that. So the skills that we needed during the interview was that we really developed our active listening and being able to extrapolate information from participants as well. Yes, the interview script, it actually evolved, although it was very focused on the professional and what their goals were, it also evolved as we got further insights, so it was quite fluid.
So to bring together that wealth of information, we used Notably AI, which is a cloud-based driven software that kind of made our lives easier through AI. The first thing we would do is we would tag it with needs, pain points, desires, quotes, and various other things. And then we would use the AI templates such as Rosebud Thorn to create summaries, which then also gave us insights and analysis based off that. Based on the synthesis and everything we'd learned from Notably, we found out that pain points of some of the users was they didn't always have time to attend the meeting and they weren't always relevant. And what they really wanted was they wanted collaboration, connection, and more engagement with goals such as expanding the market and, as Vincent said, like carry on growing the food space industry. What we found particularly interesting, which we wouldn't have got without the high-level qualitative data from the users themselves, is the in-depth pastoral analysis. So learning more about the scalability and how the landscape is shifting.
So after doing some affinity mapping and gaining insights from Notably AI, we were able to populate this, this quite comprehensive template to draft our personas. It has sections such as anchors, what's holding them back, and propellers, what's driving them forward. But there's also a focus on persona tasks, which helped us extrapolate user stories and the jobs to be done, and an ideation section, which we're able to pinpoint what features would work for each persona. So in total, we got 8 distinct personas within the community, and the majority of which were, lie in the core personas with common jobs to be done. But there was also extended personas that their needs need to be met in order to go further in depth, or some needed further scope as well.
So how did we bring this together to address the features and the users' needs? We use Circle, and for those of you that don't know Circle, it is a pre-existing community platform, and we chose this because for several reasons. Firstly, it was great for the client to manage in the future. It was easy to set up, and there's a lot of back-end support and moderation we can do. It also addressed the concern of connecting and messaging so they can message with people directly, and also search for other members based on common interests as well. And also all of their content would also be searchable within this platform. After we'd created the prototype in Circle, it was time to test. This is where we had around 9 different focus groups, mainly based off the people we'd interviewed, and we showcased them what we had done, and we wanted to get feedback on what we wanted to keep, add, and remove, as well as also testing and finding out what they thought about the value adds.
Okay, so the insights we gained from the focus groups, I guess the first overarching one was a validation of the core product. The participants could really see the value that it would bring to them in their day-to-day lives, and they really wanted us to get going with launching this. The second, we tested some value-add features, and the feeling was this would require a lot of effort from the organization, but the organization were well placed to deliver this. And the impact it would have, they would be able to accelerate, the members would be able to accelerate within the food space. So we done an effort impact analysis, and we're able to tailor our roadmap to the client as well. So just to finish on our experience, this was definitely a step up from the course. It really deepened our understanding of product management and what it takes to create a product.
Also, the software we use and how using AI can actually help benefit our job and make it easier. And yeah.
The personas was quite challenging. There was quite a lot of them. It was a quite good volume of work, but we're very proud to be able to deliver a reflective representation of the community.
We also learned that when working with clients, it's not always the best thing to do is to start from scratch. So we want to tailor what our solutions are based on their needs, such as using circles. Oh, and lessons from Eleni. So you gave us a lot of autonomy and guidance and trust as well. So we learned a lot from you in that respect.
Yeah, and I guess we just want to take this opportunity to thank you for giving us the opportunity to prove ourselves. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ladies. Next one on the stage, I would like to welcome Eleanor, Disability Job Hunt, a lead at Camden, and she is a person with a true passion to empower others. She made it possible to offer a Kimolian Academy scholarship through Camden Council, and she will tell us more about it.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me tonight, Eleni. It's really lovely to be here and be in a room full of really inspiring people. So yeah, my name's Ellie. I work at the Disability Job Hub with Good Work Camden, with Camden Council. And I help neurodiverse people and disabled people into work or training, or to find an environment where they can thrive in. Because I really believe that when people are allowed the environment they need to work in and are allowed and supported to work in the way they need to, that's when people really come into their power. So I've been supporting Georgia while she's been on a work placement with Kimolian Academy, which has just been such an amazing experience and a real pleasure. The idea with the work placements is that they're really supportive, and they are with an employer, we hope, and that's exactly what's happened here, who really wants to work with us to create a really great working environment, and give people what they need to be able to thrive in their role, so people can gain the experience and skills they need in their chosen industry to go on and do great things. It's been really great for me to be involved in the start of a very exciting journey for two really fantastic women. Firstly, obviously, Eleni and Kimolian Academy. Eleni is a very powerful and inspiring woman. I'm sure you will all agree. She's so flexible in her approach in business and in supporting others who work with her. And she lifts up anyone she speaks to, and she really does that with intention, which has been really amazing. And then, of course, Georgia, who I'm going to embarrass. So Georgia, who will be and already is a leader in her own right. I see her creating working environments with neurodiverse people in mind. I see her influencing businesses in this area too, because if a business doesn't have a diverse range of thought within their company, they're limiting who they can reach through their products or communications. I see her having influence in user experiences that really put the user first. And I see her going on to create real change, and she already is. So both have used this experience to really take everything they can from it and have really been so open to taking all the support and resources available to them to just keep on elevating. And they've really seen the opportunity and value that can be gained from this situation that we've created. And they haven't taken that lightly. They've been really intentional about that. What these women both have in common, well, they have a lot in common. But one main thing is that when they themselves have been faced with a challenge that's affected them in their lives, they actively seek ways to create change in those spaces to help others. which I can see you've all been doing as well, which is really, really amazing to see, and that's really, really powerful. I guess I just wanted to speak tonight and share a few of those things with you, because I think there are some really special lessons to be learned from this work placement. I feel like this is just such an exciting journey for Eleni, for Kimolian Academy, for Georgia, for all of you as well. Congratulations on your graduation. I'm just so happy to be here playing a very small part in this, to cheer you on, to sample some of the lovely snacks you've got over there in the back. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Eleanor. Now I would like to invite to the stage Agne. She will tell us more about the internship she did at Kimolian Academy with GreenPertise.
Hi, I don't think it's working.
Yeah. Yes, it does.
Is it? Okay. Hi there. I'm Agnes, so I'm gonna present Kimolian Academy. GreenPertise project. I also did internship. So here's what you can expect from this presentation. And first of all, I would like to introduce what GreenPertise is. It is a startup based in Austria, and their mission is to connect sustainability companies to the right experts. The duration of the project is 6 months, and it involved collaborative efforts of teamwork. We also used notably.ai, same as Georgia, and used Figma and Miraboard for workshops. So first of all, I would like to give credits to Eleni, who supervised me and guided me alongside with Udemy, and also gave me this opportunity to work with GreenPertise stakeholders, which is Jacqueline and Darshni. And also a huge thanks to our developer, GreenPertise developer, Fabian, and of course participants who played a vital role in providing really valuable research insights. So here is the process of the whole 6 months. We covered a lot. We covered research and discovery. We covered research and discovery, ideation, validation, design, visual design, UI design, and lastly, Figma teaching sessions with stakeholders. So for now, I'm going to focus on research on discovery, all the way to validation. So, research, I think research is one of the key foundations to any great project. So we conducted more than 40 user interviews collaboratively to gather insights about the challenges and needs that they were facing in sustainability world. I closely worked with Udemy for this and clustered qualitative data using notably.ai under Eleni's supervision. And what we also could see the need for knowledge exchange across different sustainability experts and need of seamless and effective matching experts, and most importantly, referring them to the right companies. To support our primary research, it's always great to do secondary research, which is competitor analysis. What we found the gap in the market that basically had a need for community. So now moving on to the ideation process. We basically did a brainstorming workshops and gathered potential solutions. We also did persona creation, which represented the different segments of sustainability experts and companies. And we found out that all personas shared frustration and need for assistance in navigating through complex sustainability regulations. After we identified the gaps, pain points, and opportunities, we use How Might We framework to validate and vote assumptions and summarize the most important ones. And of course, assumptions can stay as assumptions if you don't validate them. So the people that we interviewed, we invited them to our focus group and gave them an opportunity to identify their needs further on. What we found out is that sustainability companies face obstacles in fostering community engagement and effective communication with short-term sustainability experts. The most important problems were the users felt that they lacked trust and they needed to be matched with the right companies and they wanted to have a sense of community. So then we thought about the solution, how to go around it. And the most important thing is to have great user experience interface that would cover both companies and experts and give them opportunity to share the knowledge. And also for GreenPertise to be known because it's a startup, so they needed to grow. So now moving on to the second stage of the process, which involved visual design, UI design. The most important thing is to start from wireframes. So because of the time constraints and other things, we focused on onboarding prototype and landing page. We wanted to give that quality pages. So to start with, any visual design starts from the branding. And what we see, we only see above the surface. We don't see below the surface. But below the surface, there's a lot that's going on. We have the purpose, mission, vision, and values, and they all need to come together to represent the visual design and also to tackle the problem that we agreed on from the user research. So here I came up with the mood board that would elicit the look and feel of the GreenPertise using the words trustworthy, connecting, people, and elegant. However, the client didn't like that, and that's completely fine because the words doesn't mean the same to different people. So then we asked them to use the sticky notes to place them into what they thought was the correct image. And after analyzing the needs of the client, we agreed on different words. The design needed to be professional, warm, modern, and elegant. And these are the three illustrations that I did. And you can see that version 1 was very simple. And then version 3 represented the worm and also GreenPertise flag and Austrian nature. So here's the final set of illustrations that was given to the client. Moving on to UI design, I think it's really important to have a design system in place because that would save a lot of time. Also, we normally see a button and think that we need to design just one button. However, working with a developer, I realized that you need to have a lot of states to show a better user experience. And as well as like headings and colors. Okay, so I want to show you a video of onboarding prototype, if that's possible. If not, I can just talk through Basically, the whole idea was to simplify complex sustainability matching by grouping everything into teams and also using breadcrumbs to indicate the registration process. It's fine. And then the landing page. So the landing page follows the informative landing page structure, but it's also very focused on buttons, which would help to increase user retention rate. And to finish off, I think even though we face challenges, I've learned a lot. Some of the constraints were managing stakeholder expectations, also balancing time constraints. But here is the link to the landing page. I was going to show a video and talk through the design decisions that I made using through the landing page, but you can scan the QR code and have a look at it. And thank you for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Akne. Now we will learn more from the founder's perspective. Darshini and Jacqueline prepared a video to share their journey with Kimolian Academy.
Good evening to all of you. I'm Darshini Vaibal, co-founder and CEO of GreenPertise. I'm delighted to be part of your graduation ceremony. I feel like I'm also graduating with you this evening as I benefited from a tailored version of your program in 2023. At GreenPertise, we are tackling the complexity of sustainability regulation, which has been on the rise in the last decade. Demand for sustainability talent has outstripped supply. How are companies dealing with this? The majority are plugging this gap by appointing a sustainability manager from internal staff. However, 60% of them do not have sustainability competences to fulfill these roles. Now, the competences needed to comply with new sustainability rules exist in the market, but the problem is that they are fragmented across disciplines, institutions, and locations. GreenPertise will offer a digital sustainability expert ecosystem where companies will be able to access sustainability experts on demand for short-term projects. Our solution democratizes sustainability expertise, which will benefit private SMEs in the supply chain in particular. We will be including a more diverse pool of independent experts in the global sustainability consulting market.
Good evening. I'm Jacqueline Kressner, co-founder and CCO of GreenPertise. We started our collaboration with the Kimolian Academy in July 2023. Eleni has been our guiding light in our tech product development strategy. Ideme was a critical member of our team, researching and analyzing insights throughout our discovery period with both clients and experts. Eleni and her team helped us set up a project management system and ideate our ideal solution. Finally, Agnes showed us her incredible creative eye as she designed our landing page. Please check out greenpertise.com. We look forward to continuing our collaboration with the Kimolian Academy in 2024. As a future HR tech platform with sustainability at its core, we are keen to deliver impact in people's, especially women's career paths from day one. Working with the Kimolian Academy helps us deliver exactly that. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the last presentation of today, Palema, our wonderful community manager, will share a few highlights of our achievements in previous months. Let's play the video.
Hi.
Technical problem, 2 minutes.
My name is Willema Marshall, and I'm currently the community manager and associate product manager at Kimolian Academy. It's just so interesting because only last year in August, I was also here presenting all of my learnings and my work at my graduation. So today I'm going to be talking about all of the great feats that we've achieved at Kimolian Academy in merely 12 months. I'm going to be starting with the academy, our mentors, partners, and finally testimonials. Our mission at Kimolian is to empower women in the tech industry. We bridge the gender gap in product management and tech entrepreneurship through tailored training and mentorship. We nurture the feminine attributes of innovation and creativity, equipping women with the skills and confidence to lead. Our graduates drive user-centric, socially responsible tech products, creating a brighter and more inclusive future. This has been made evident through our 22 graduates from 9 countries across different backgrounds. We've also worked with 8 startups, 11 nationalities, and 7 students have actually gotten jobs. Here are some of our alumni. And here's the team comprising of Eleni, our principal product coach, who's also our founder, Kasia, our product coach, and myself, community manager. And at Kimolian, we strongly believe in mentorship, and the mentor acts as a critical friend, balancing asking questions with large amounts of active listening. As a mentor, you're encouraged to help your group of mentees to weigh up situations through a process of reflection, questions, challenges, and feedback, allowing the squad to come to a decision themselves. And that led us to finding the mentor circle. So the mentor circle is committed to refining coaching and mentoring practices, fostering a culture of learning and promoting growth. Mentors also get the chance to learn and grow as leaders, gain understanding in managing a team of talent on their growth journey. Here's a testimonial from one of our mentors, David from the Luminary Squad. And David says, now that I'm more involved with the group, I'm actually finding it a great experience. I can really see the value I'm adding and getting feedback on that. I'm learning a lot about ways to support groups. So David is actually from one of our partners and digital. This leads me to our academy partners. So we have Lifts, we have and digital, we have School of Social Entrepreneurs, and we have The Break, where our founder Eleni is also a fellow at. So a brief introduction of our lead partners, Lyft. Lyft comprises of 4 borough partnership, Islington, Tower Hamlets, Camden, and Hackney. It was launched in 2021, funded until March 2025. At Lyft, they build an inclusive knowledge economy and is focused on tech and digital, life sciences, creative, also connecting underrepresented communities with the opportunities to support these residents to have good access to jobs, to have access to good jobs and to support businesses to grow and diversify. So why is Lyft needed? 19% of people working in the tech industry are women. How incredible. The proportion of female directors in tech companies hasn't changed in the last 20 years. Less than 1% of roles in science sectors are made up by people from Black backgrounds, and 1 in 40 senior leadership positions are held by people from ethnic minority backgrounds. So Lyft has partnered with Kimolian to collaborate the summer and winter cohort of the program. Amazing, right? Supported 11 Lyft residents to successfully complete the program and develop their skills, for internship opportunities for Lyft graduates, and engaged over 45 residents in insight sessions, sharing more about the program and the community as a whole. So here we have testimonials from Flora Krasnicki Flora is actually the founder at Lemurs, and we also have from Agatha Gardner. And I'm going to be closing with this. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I not to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Kimolian Academy, by women, for women, shaping the future of tech for a positive impact. Thank you very much for listening, and
And just short reminder, we are still accepting applications for the next cohort until the 9th of February. So, thank you everyone for joining us today.